What's up, guys? Rachel here with the Cackling Moon. Oh my god, you guys. It has been a while. It has been a while since I have put up a video diary, and I am definitely in the mood for a video diary. I just got done putting up a story on my Instagram apologizing to you guys for not going through with filming a new moon ritual. I wanted to do like a whole video of like a cleansing and all of this stuff. And I like overdid myself today. I mean, I was very productive, but I overdid it. And I'm overdoing it now by putting my ass on another video for YouTube, but it's worth it. So earlier today, I filmed 3 readings for my giveaway winners. I have 2 left to do. I filmed some mermaid content. The whole goal for mermaid for me is like to have like ongoing mermaid topics and mermaid related stuff to post all throughout the month of May. I'm very passionate about mermaids and I love it. And so like, I'm just trying to find fun ways to add some stuff to the YouTube channel and my Instagram content. You know, like I love tarot and I'm gonna find a way to bring mermaids into it. Like, come on, like mermaid tarot cards. But at the same time, like I need some expansion, you know, with what I do. So I've been getting a head start. We have like, what's today, the 22nd? We have like 8 days, 7 or 8 days, like a week left of the month of April. And then we're gonna be in May. So when May gets here, I wanna already have content that's like already ready to go that I could just kind of start pushing out, sprinkling it throughout the month. And that content being book reviews, because I am reading mermaid books right now. So book reviews, and I already have a mermaid deck video out, but I'll probably advertise that throughout the month. I have a giveaway I want to do. I want to give away a book or 2 or give away a mermaid like a mermaid type of a reading, you know, stuff like that. So it's just something fun to do because I feel like after a while of like doing the same old, I need change and I need like something, like some diversity to what I do. And I think that that's, you know, if we're going to talk astrology, that's my Gemini rising in me is like, I'm always switching gears and I like need like variety rather than just like the same stuff. Although I do really well with like the same stuff. I do really well with routine. But at the same time, I need like more things. So mermaids in May is going to be the big one for me. I can't wait till September. September, I bring back all of my Halloween theme readings. So it just really helps to kind of like get in the groove and all of that. But anyways, this is a video diary. So let's talk personal stuff. Let's talk personal stuff. Like what's juicy? What's been going on in my life? I don't know. My husband's going on vacation. He's going on vacation. I think the 11th of May is his first day. He's taking 2 weeks off. So I was really thinking about that too, because I'm like, I'm doing this whole mermaid thing. This isn't the time for me to go on vacation along with him. I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to be home. But it's going to be really nice to have hubby home with me. That said, I will be still taking my usual days off. I usually take 2 days off of Cackling Moon, and it's usually the days my hubby has off. And then his birthday is also in May. So definitely going to be taking his birthday off. So I'll be like in and out of doing my thing, but I think that's what's going to be helpful of having like this pre-recorded content to put out for you guys. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if we're still going to be in quarantine in May. It looks like the different states are doing their own thing of like starting to slowly reopen civilization. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I'm pretty sure California will follow suit with everything else. But that said, you guys, like, I feel like there's like a whole division. Like, I feel like there's some people who are anxious to open up and like get back to normalcy, right? And then I think there's like a whole other group of people who are really fearful about it. And I kind of fall into the group of being fearful about this whole going back to normal. I really don't think there is a such thing as a normal when you have a massive statewide, worldwide pandemic. I really don't think that there's really anything normal about life after that, you know, like we have a new normal is what it is. And I think that a lot of people who are, I'm just going to say, I feel like these people who are out there protesting, wanting to go back to normal and like open everything up, and who cares if you're sick and this and that, I think it's very ignorant, and I don't agree with that. And I think that it's selfish to say, you know, like it's selfish. Because you may be peachy keen and healthy and nothing to worry about, but it doesn't mean that the neighbor is, you know, or it doesn't mean that certain other people and are, you know, like we all have our own little things. And it just kind of freaks me out thinking about like the whole world opening up again, and everyone is going to be around everybody else, and you don't know the health of other people, and you don't know like who is sick and who's not, and who has germs, and people who are deliberately spreading it, and people who just like don't give a fuck. Like, it's scary, and it does kind of make me nervous and very, very hesitant to even go out in public freely with said people. So as far as the month of May goes, I told my husband, like, the world can open up and Disneyland can be open again for everybody to go to, but you won't be seeing my ass doing that. I'm pretty much going to be continuing my own personal, like, very, very much limiting my time out in public for a while. I just don't feel like it's 100% ready. I just don't. And I'm really, really trusting my intuition here, like my vibe on that. And I personally just feel like I don't think I'm ready to put myself out there with everybody else. To each their own. Some of you guys who are watching this are probably 100% ready to go, and some of you may be in the same boat as me and feel and have your feelings and stuff. So to each their own, you know, like I just think that it's a little bit too soon. Pretty much saying like I would not be surprised if we go into a second shutdown later in the year. Like, intuitively I feel like October. As sad as I am to admit it, because I love Halloween and I love like October season and I love walking around the stores to look at the Halloween stuff, I feel like there's going to be another wave of a shutdown around the end of the year. So I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. But my hubby's birthday lands in May and his vacation is in May, and I told him, like, it sucks because we probably won't be able to go anywhere or do anything fun and exciting for his birthday, but he was saying like he just wants to be home, so we're just gonna be hermits together. That's why we're married, because we're just two peas in a pod. We're like the same person. Well, not really, but somewhat. We have some similarities. So anyways, so there's that. What else is going on in my life? I don't know, you guys. I really don't have much to update on about personal stuff because I haven't seen anybody. Like, I haven't seen family except for FaceTime. I haven't seen, you know, I was supposed to go to a friend's engagement party because they got engaged earlier in the year. And they canceled it, obviously, because of the whole shutdown. So I was supposed to see them, and that was going to be a time to really get back in touch with a lot of friends that we kind of have like distanced from since we moved, because they all live down the hill and we're like up in the middle of nowhere. So so that was going to be something to look forward to, but that never happened. So it's literally just been, you know, me, my hubby, and the cats, and I like it though. Like, it's peaceful to me. I don't know. I'm not that person that needs to be like constantly going places and doing things. Like, I'm at peace in my house. Like, I don't know. That's just the hermit in me. But yeah, health-wise, I've been doing really well. I did have a couple scares. I think I put it on my Instagram and stuff, but I did have a couple scares where I thought I was getting sick. I had like a fever for 2 days. It was like on and off. I don't even know if it was a legit fever, but I just know that my body temperature was like definitely not where it was. And my cheeks were all like flushed, and it was just, I don't know. It could have been like me psyching myself out. So when I was feeling that way, it was just, I was just like paying close attention to, you know, how I felt, but nothing ever happened. It's just been me and hubby quarantining ourselves. The only times we go out is when we're going grocery shopping. I always go grocery shopping with him. I stopped going by myself because of this whole thing. Like, I just don't trust people, you guys. I feel like right now, to some people, their judgment is not the best right now. And I don't know if it's just because people are on this like, oh, no one's going to tell me what to do and how to live my life, so I'm going to do whatever I want kind of a streak. But I just feel like some people's actions are unpredictable. And so, I don't know, call me paranoid, but so hubby and I we'll go out of the house to go grocery shopping and get the cat food and stuff. Or if I order something to take out, like we'll order it and then go pick it up. So that's like been our little outings, or putting gas in the car has been like an outing. But other than that, it's just being home, watering the grass, going for a walk, checking the mail. Like, that's it. You know, that's the gist of my day. And then FaceTiming. I FaceTime with my sister today, and that was kind of nice. I got to talk to my nephews, and my sister asked me if I wanted to, like, once a week, teach the boys something. Like, she was going to put me on FaceTime with them, and like they were going to have, because she homeschools them right now. So, she was like, yeah, you want to do like a little story time or something with them? And I'm like, okay. So I got to see if I could I have a couple children's books, that I've always kept, and see if I could do a story time with the boys. But if not, I don't know. I told my sister I'll have to start getting creative. But it was fun. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, like teacher time with their Nina. So that'll be kind of cute. And it was fun to see the boys. Like, they always put a smile on my face. What else? It's starting to warm up. I have the ceiling fan on. I had to actually turn the fan on for the first time in like months. It's starting to warm up, you guys. Like, today I think it was a high of 85, and then by this weekend it's supposed to be in the 90s. So right now the house is pretty cool. Like, the houses up here in the desert are pretty good with their insulation. Like, the house stays pretty cool for the most part, but once the temp goes into the 90s, the heat, the warmth in the house does kind of rise. So then I do turn on the air conditioning, and I haven't run the air conditioner since last year. I think, when was the last time I put it on? I think it was like September, October was the last time I had the air conditioning on, because then it really starts to cool down at night up here in the desert. So yeah, I haven't run the air conditioning, and hubby was like, you should probably turn it on to make sure it works, because that would suck if it didn't. But yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to be turning this sucker on by this weekend, because being in the 90s, it's going to get hot. And yeah, I don't know. What else, you guys? What else? What do you even want to know? What do you even want to know? Has there been drama? There hasn't really been too much drama. I did notice that a friend or somebody, I guess it was, yeah, a friend, like I consider this person a friend, an online friend, I guess you could say. I did notice that they unfollowed me. That kind of sucked, because I still follow them, and I haven't unfollowed them. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna still follow them because I had nothing wrong with them. I don't know what happened with them unfollowing me. Maybe they just accidentally did it, because I know you can totally do that. Like, it could be an accident. But I was like, rather than like thinking about it too much and letting it get to me, I I just kind of like pushed it aside. I was a little bit disappointed, yes, because it's kind of like, what happened, you know? But I feel like that's the story of my life, you guys. Sorry, every time I see a car drive by, I'm like, who is it? I feel like that's the story of my life, though. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm always discovering things like that, you know, like, oh, someone unfollowed me, or someone doesn't like me, or I've had like friends block me for no reason, and I don't know what the fuck happened. So I don't know if it's like because I don't engage with my friends often, but I feel like I can't take on that responsibility of always having to be the person to reach out. Like, I'll reach out once or twice, and then I'll wait to see if you reach out to me, you know? But if you don't reach out to me ever, chances of me reaching out to you kind of dwindle away. And I don't know, like, is that a bad on my part? Like, is that wrong? Is my way of thinking wrong? Because to me, it's like, if I'm always the person reaching out, and by reaching out, I mean, if I'm always texting you first, or if I'm always in your DM first, or if I'm always like initiating conversation or asking you to hang out or whatever first, I think it's just not cool. Like, to me, it makes me wonder, does that person really want to talk to me? Does this person really like me, you know? And so, yeah, I do kind of push back. And then I'm also that person where, like, I'll push back, and then maybe, like, I'll be in your DM once a month or once a week or whatever, however often we usually talk, right? But if I get to the point where I feel like the friendship is one-sided, I do pull back a lot, significantly. And I guess maybe that's what happens, is like, because I pull back significantly, maybe people just think I don't want to be friends or don't want to talk to them or whatever, and then they just kind of disappear and they ghost me. I've been ghosted a lot by people. Not guys. I haven't dated in like forever. But like, I've been ghosted by friends. So I don't know. I feel like it's like a curse. I don't like to acknowledge it as a curse because that's pretty much saying that you believe in it. I don't believe in curses, but I will just say, as a term, I do feel like it is kind of a curse to have people come in and out of my life like that. It makes me very hesitant to trust people as friends. I feel like the integrity of people is just like, I lose hope in that. Like, I really haven't had solid friendships in so long, except for like a couple people, really. There's just a couple people, Patricia being like probably the number one. She's like my number one. Where like we used to work together, and we're, you know, we used to hang out in person, and she moved, and she lives up in Northern California now, but we still talk. Like, we're still in each other's phones, DMs and texting and stuff. So like, I love her. You know, and then there's friends that I reunite with, like the ones I was talking about, you know, going to the engagement party and stuff. Like, those are our in-person friends, like my hubby's friends, and then they became my friends because of him. But it's been a while since I've had like really tight-knit friends, in-person friends. I haven't had in-person friends like that in a long time. Like, I have acquaintances and people that I talk to every once in a while, but I haven't had that solid friendship. And then I think it's also partly my fault for that too, because I kind of give up on trying. And I think it's also because I feel like I try, and then stuff like this happens where they block me or they unfollow me or whatever. And I don't know, it just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks. And then there's like the cases where it's like, where it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird being a tarot reader with an audience, a YouTube channel, growing my social media, like all of that, and then trying to find friends, because I feel like, in my sense, I have to kind of maneuver my way through no longer being your tarot reader, or you're no longer my client. We're on a different relationship level, or we're friends, but you're still my client. So there's things that I'm not gonna share. I don't know, like, it's weird. Like, the dynamic is kind of weird. But I have made a lot of really good friends online, like through Instagram mainly. I have a lot of people, a lot of you guys that I DM with on a daily basis. And I treasure those friendships. Those friendships have started to become like my normal. But when I'm talking about friendships, I'm talking about in person, like come hang out and let's have dinner together friendships. It has been a long time since I've had that. A long time. My hubby pretty much is that, you know, like I really don't have anything else other than him for that. But I do miss it. I really do miss it. So I feel like I have to try harder on my end, but I also am not going to take 100% responsibility because I do feel like it is a two to tango kind of a situation. So it's like I can do my part, but if the other person isn't doing their part to reach out, it's not just me, it's them too, right? At least that's how I see it. So I don't know. So yeah, needless to say, that was really disappointing for me to have, or to find out that she unfollowed me. Whether it was an accident or not, it sucked. It hurt my feelings. But whatever. Other than that though, there really hasn't been anything else juicy or drama related. My life is very chill, you guys. Like very mellowly drama free. Like if there's any drama, it's either something online, like a hater online, or it's family drama. And the family drama, there's been family drama, but it doesn't include me for once. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, usually like it's just that. But as far as like any personal dramas, I don't have that. Like my life is pretty chill. And maybe that's why like I'm so protective of my friendships. Sorry, I have like my Kleenex in my bra. I have my friendship dynamics. Like I'm very protective of my friends, and I'm very protective of who I let in my inner circle because of that reason. So yeah, I don't know if I ever give off the vibe to any of you guys watching who we've been on a more intimate level with, like intimate meaning DMing, texting, or even hanging out in person. And if I ever make you guys feel like I don't try, or that I'm not like, if I'm not pulling my own weight in the friendship, I would love to know rather than just be ghosted on. Because at least I know, you know, and then I can fix it, or I could at least stand up for myself, you know, or explain myself. But when I'm just ghosted like that, and someone just blocks me, or they unfollow me like for no reason, and then I never talk to them again, it does kind of suck. So it is. Ugh, it's just. So anyways, but yeah, that is life. I don't know. I don't think there's really anything else. What else did I want to talk about? Sometimes stuff will come up that I'll think, oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, so I don't know what happened within the last like week or two. I've had this surge of like really desiring, practicing and working with more of my intuition and like my mediumship. And so I've discovered a medium. She's so amazing. And she'll go on her lives. She goes by April the Medium, I believe, on Instagram. So right now she lives in the OC, Orange County, in California, and then she's gonna be moving to Hawaii or whatever, Kauai, and but she's having an online course on Saturday, and it's like it's beginner mediumship, and then she's gonna have like an intermediate one. So I signed up for it because I'm really I love her style, and I'm really interested in, you know, working with that side of my ability. I feel like I have it, but it's very like it's something I have to practice more. It comes and goes, I guess you could explain. I could say it that way. And then I have another friend, and he actually was starting to give me some tips on how to connect and whatnot. So his tips really helped a lot. And he goes by Great Horned Owl on Instagram. And so his tips have really helped me out a lot too. And I just feel really called to do it. And then I had the craziest experience the other day, you guys. So I put it on Instagram, but basically my hubby is he's an LEO, so a law enforcement officer. And he goes on calls sometimes dealing with fatalities. And he's gone on a couple of them since he's been working. And there was one in particular the other night, it was a few nights ago, and his buddies were there and all that. And so anyways, he was telling me the whole story. He was telling me about the experience and this and that. And my hubby works late hours. So by the time he gets home, it's usually about midnight, sometimes even later if he has, calls last minute. So anyways, usually like our pillow talk right before we go to sleep is him talking about his calls that he went on and this and that. So anyways, this topic of conversation ended up going into the fatality that he witnessed. And my morbid ass was asking details. I don't know, that stuff doesn't freak me out. Like I always want to hear details. So I asked him, what happened? Who was it? How did they look? What happened to them? Like, so he was telling me the whole details, like everything. But when he was telling me, like we were laying in bed, right? Like ready to fall asleep, pillow talk. And so he's telling me about all this stuff. And I started to feel the three girls in our room. And when I say feel, it's energetic feel, right? They weren't physically in our room, but energetically I could feel them there. And so I'm drifting off into sleep as he's talking to me because it's pillow talk, like we're falling asleep together. And in my mind, like in my mind's eye, I could see the images of the girls, but they were kind of like shadowy. I don't know if that makes sense, but they were like shadow figure. I couldn't see their face. And maybe they came through in shadow because of the complexity of their accident, like they just weren't their normal self, if you get what I mean. So they came into my mind's eye that way, and they were very scared, like the energy that they were giving off that I was feeling, because I could feel people's energy. That's my ability that I'm really strong with, is empath. Like I feel people, clairsentient. And so they felt very scared and like freaked out. So anyways, I'm drifting off into sleep, and in my mind, I'm starting to tell them everything's going to be okay. And I told them to find the light and walk to the light. So there's only been a couple instances where in mediumship, I will, do that. Well, I will guide the spirit to the light. And that's happened once in a practice reading that I did for somebody. And so I did the same thing with the girls. And I actually had that experience with my own brother with his passing. I had a very vivid dream of him the day after he died. And he was still in his hospital gown, and he was wandering the hospital, freaked the fuck out. Like his eyes were like red and like crying, and he looked so scared. And I remember I was in the room when he walked in, like he was searching, opening the doors, and I was in the room, and I remember he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I addressed him, and he goes, "You could see me?" And I go, "Yes, I could see you." And he's like, "No, I wanted Mom to see me." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks." That was totally like my brother to say that. But that's when he realized that I was able to see him. I was able to see his spirit, and I could see how scared he was. And I think he needed to be acknowledged to end up feeling comfortable with moving on. And so anyways, with these girls, I was telling them in my mind's eye, in my mind's ear, in my mind's voice, I don't know how you say it, go to the light, everything's going to be okay. So I kind of just like was telling them it's okay, go to the light, this and that. And then I fell asleep. Well, the next morning, my hubby and I were having coffee and breakfast, and he goes, "Oh, look, so-and-so posted about the girls." And they identified the girls and their names and this and that. And it was just like a sense, like when my husband did that, when he said that, it was kind of like the sense that I felt was that their passing was concluded, like it was done. And so anyways, I really was thinking, because this whole experience happened during this whole, like, my new hunger to strengthen my mediumship and to be more comfortable with it. It came to be with that. And so it really dawned on me, like, my husband being an LEO, he's going to be going on these calls and he's going to be seeing this shit. And I have another friend that's a medium, and she told me that as mediums, like, or intuitives or anything, when you have a sensitivity to spirit on the other side, she says that the dead can see you as a beacon of light, and they will be attracted to you because they know you can sense them. And so it's kind of like if you're in a dark room and you see a sliver of light, you're gonna go to that light. And so she was telling me for my husband to be, in the line of work that he does, when he comes home literally an hour after working with some of this shit, like he could be at a major car crash, and it could be like a nasty car crash or whatever, and then like an hour later he comes home, so he's fresh. The energy is fresh on him, and so I was thinking about it, and I was talking to her about this, and I was like, I really feel like this sudden urge to be more comfortable with mediumship and to practice and all of this stuff and to start it is coming to be because I feel like the more my hubby does his thing, his work, the work isn't over. Like, he's going to be bringing spirit home. And so I'm like, I need to be comfortable. And so my goal right now is to, one, be comfortable with sitting at home at night in the dark. I do have a very faint, like feeling of like, just, I feel uneasy in the dark, because I know that spirit is there, so I'm trying to break that because I don't want to be fearful. And then I'm also being more comfortable with like sensing spirit, and learning how my body feels when spirit is around and all of that. So it's really beautiful the way this whole thing is kind of evolving. And I feel like for years, like as a tarot reader, I've been doing tarot reading for 8 years, since 2012. For years, mediumship has been that one layer that I wanted to do. Like I want to be a medium. Like I want to be a medium and do mediumship readings and help people and this and that. But I could never achieve it. Like I felt like there was always like a block, right? But any medium or any reader that I ever met will always tell me I have that ability. And I feel like it's now starting to kind of come out more. Like it really started to come out more when my brother died, because I actually had someone super close to me that passed that I could sense and connect with. And then I feel like it's now starting to come out again because of my husband's line of work and just the energy that he's around. So so I just feel like it's just this is like another version of Cackling Moon. I will always be a tarot reader and whatnot, but I feel like stepping into the mode of mediumship will be there like slowly. I feel like it's something slowly that I'm going to be starting to unravel. And I'm excited. So I did open up a new service, which is pretty much the service that I offer in October, in September and October, my seance readings. But this time it's called Spirit, You and Me. And it's basically an intuitive reading where I sit in meditation, and the way that I connect with spirit is I sit in meditation and I feel what I feel, and I write it down. I write notes. So I have like in my little notebook here, this is the notebook that I keep all of my client reading questions and notes and stuff. So when I have a reading that I'm doing the meditation with, I have my notebook and I write down everything that I sense and feel or see. And then I give that portion of the reading first. So that's like the first half of the reading is me going over the channeled stuff that I get. Spirit doesn't always come through. Sometimes it's just energetic reading, because I can read energy too. But sometimes spirit does come through. And then the other half of that reading is a tarot reading, because I mean, I have to pull cards, you guys. Tarot is me. So it's a service that I'm putting out there because that's the only way that it's going to help me kind of get more comfortable doing it. Now, I do want to open opportunities for practice readings, but I'm nervous to do that because when I open it up, it's a lot of the people that want a reading and whatnot, like, I need to have a person who is legitimately like wants a reading, you know, like who really wants to connect. I don't just want to read shallow kind of questions that a tarot reading can do, you know. Like these readings, these practice readings that I want to do are for people who really are needing like a needing a spirit message, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I could feel that with some people. Like some people, they don't need that deepness. They need, you know, a tarot reading can go really fucking deep. Like I'm not trying to say it doesn't. It does. But when I'm practicing, I need someone who doesn't just want to connect with like their great second cousin that they don't know anything about. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. I need someone who has a legitimate connection, like they want to connect with someone who's really near and dear to their heart, or a spirit guide who's just like they just have this call to connect with their guides and stuff. And so that's the only thing I find as an issue with offering free readings is like it's I don't like to pick and choose. Like I don't like to like have a whole window of requests and then I have to pick and choose the best one. Like I don't like doing that. And then my friend, he told me, you know, to go on lives and to practice that way. And I'm just nervous to do it because I think I'm more afraid of being wrong than anything. But it's just like people who are starting to read tarot cards for the first time. You got to practice to get better. And it's the same thing with the mediumship. You got to practice to get better. And so I really want to practice, and I'm going to probably try to break the ice a little bit for myself and not be so afraid. But yeah, that is another element in my life that is really starting to open up and bloom. And I'm excited to see where it goes, but I'm also excited to take April's online beginner mediumship course on Saturday. It's only a 3-hour class, but I'm excited to see what she has to say because I do appreciate her style. So I feel like I met her for a reason. I found her through this whole quarantine, and I just feel like there's a reason why. Like you will find the teachers and the readers that you were meant to find when spirit like brings you together. So I'm trusting that that's the reason why I feel so drawn to her. But also like, I don't know, this is just another area of my life that I really want to strengthen and work with. But I know it's going to take time, so I'm not rushing it or anything like that, but just beautiful stuff. So anyways, you guys, it's already going to be 40 minutes into a video. I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to go start dinner. I'm going to make salmon and some veggies. I'm trying to be healthy. So I'm going to make dinner and then curl up on the couch and catch up on shows and stuff. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched this whole thing, if you didn't, that's okay. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a beautiful week, and I will catch you later. Bye, loves.